was on Genesis chapter 45 last week, and if I would title Genesis chapter 45, which I normally don't put any titles when it comes to the chapters and stuff, when we do Torah studies, and usually when we do the books of the Bible, I try not to put any titles or subtitles in those areas. I would normally do those on separate teachings. So Genesis chapter 44, 45 is all about Joseph's heart. We've seen a whole 360-degree change in Joseph's heart in chapter 45. Joseph's heart turned from anger and bitterness that he had against his brothers to hugs and tears. And he even cried out loud, and all the Egyptians, the Egyptians heard him. The other people have heard him because he had cried out so loud. I find that heart change was important. After he had his heart changed, although his brothers were still stunned that who he was, Joseph jumped right into planning because he had this planning and development mind, because that's what he's been doing the entire time that he actually been in Egypt. Even when he was Potiphar's slave, he still was over all that Potiphar had. Now he's over all that Pharaoh had. So he's always been in that planning and development strategies and all that in his mind. So he went straight to planning. He began to talk to his brothers about there's been already 2 years of a famine, and we have 5 more years. So here are your next steps. Go get my father, come back here if you want to survive, and you will live in Goshen. I truly believe that what has changed Joseph's heart in this chapter, this is going into my insight, is that Judah was standing and offering himself for Benjamin and, of course, the other brothers. I think when he seen the change in Judah and how Judah advocated so much that not let the others to suffer, take me, he seen that heart change. Because remember, Judah is the one that suggested to sell Joseph. So when he seen that heart change, I think that's what changed Joseph's heart. I also believe that if the wagons did not show up back in Canaan to go get the father Israel, that he wouldn't have believed that Joseph was alive. I think those wagons is what convinced him. So this is my key points, my insight for Genesis chapter 45. I had no word study. My cross-reference is Psalms 27:13-14 on wait on Jehovah. So it's not exactly a cross-reference to correlate with Genesis chapter 45, but it was a cross-reference to me of that the scripture that came to me when I was reading Genesis chapter 45. I have no questions. So, as usual, I will leave my sheet up for a moment so that you can take a look, that you can also make comments, that you can ask questions, anything about the key points to be spoke on today. You can ask questions and comment on that too.